Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the historic Sanger Theater in downtown Calixte, Mississippi. We'd like to ask you to take a moment to silence your cell phones and remind you there is no flash photography or video or audio recording. Now, please welcome to the stage the composer of Calixte the musical, Mr. Daniel Lincoln.
Tonight for the world premiere of the Broadway-bound musical Calixte. Are you all excited? Now, I'm extra excited because I just found out we have two special guests in the audience that I would like to acknowledge before nerves overtake me and I forget. The President Emeritus of the University of Southern Mississippi, Dr. Aubrey Lucas, and his wife. Started, I would like to answer a couple questions that I've been getting about what we're going to experience here tonight. I've been getting questions such as, what exactly is a pre-Broadway workshop? What do you mean by we're going to experience the birth of a Broadway musical? How the heck do you pronounce that title? You know, questions like that. So the answer to that first question, as far as how to pronounce the title of the show, there's two ways you can go about it. If you like what you see here tonight, you can pronounce it Calixte with a soft S. If you don't like what you see here tonight, you can pronounce it Cats. Thank you so much for laughing, because if I didn't get a response from that joke, I was literally going to have to go into my cat number. So thank you for saving me from that. So as far as what you are going to see here tonight, as I'm sure many of you can imagine, Broadway musicals are not born overnight. In fact, it can take upwards of 10 years to properly develop a musical for a commercial run on Broadway. And while great teams are developing those shows, they will often take their shows to various cities around the country, and indeed often around the world, to do things that are called workshops. Now, when you use the term workshop, that's essentially a theater term for anything that's less than a full-scale production. So workshops can be a bunch of different things. They can be things called staged readings, where the actors literally hold the scripts, stand on stage, there's just a piano, and they sing and talk through the show. There are also things called concert premieres, where the creative teams select songs from the score of the show and present those songs to an audience. Now, when we were working on Calixte and the opportunity to join Festival South this year came up, we thought that's what we wanted to do. We had songs from the show that we knew were ready for an audience to see, so we thought, let's get some actors at the music stand, let's get a piano, and let's share these songs with the people of Hattiesburg. But then when we got there and started working, we went, you know, the people of Hattiesburg demand more than just that. They are going to be the first audience ever to hear these songs and discover these characters and get to experience this story. So what you will see here tonight is approximately an hour of material from the show, songs and short selected scenes that have been staged, designed, and lit for you by our brilliant director, Mr. Rob Mulholland, who I would now like to acknowledge now. Rob, it's an honor to have you. And I would also like to take a minute to acknowledge the incredible performers that you are going to be seeing on this stage. I have to be honest, I did not have an accurate picture of what I was going to be working with when I came here to work on the show. I thought I was just going to have a company of actors, we teach them some songs, we do a concert, we'd all go home. But I met 25 of the most talented, devoted, enthusiastic young artists that, and God, I've ever had the chance to work with. And over these past few weeks, while they were in rehearsals for the musical Hairspray, which I believe some of you saw here last weekend, who here saw Hairspray? Wasn't it good? While they were in rehearsal for that, they took the time to work on my show. They asked us questions. They came in with ideas, and because of their enthusiasm and what they brought to the stage, we started rewriting. We started editing. Characters were changed. Lines were added. Songs were cut. Songs were added. Things were moved around because of the creative input that these incredible young artists gave us. So what I would like to present to you tonight is not only just a concert premiere of selections from the score, but also the fruits of 3 weeks of some of the most exciting collaboration I have ever got to participate in. So please, you are going to be wowed by their talent tonight on the stage, but let's take a moment to congratulate the artists of the Command Performance Broadway Intensive. And while we're talking about the Command Performance Broadway Intensive, I have to, from the bottom of my heart, thank some people. First and foremost, I have to thank Dr. J. Dean, who puts together the most dynamic, exciting, community-involving music festival I have ever seen in my travels, and I'm so thrilled to be a part of it in 2013. And let's acknowledge Dr. J. Dean for all of that. I would also like to sincerely thank the support and the encouragement of our sponsors and our donors who stood by us even after the setbacks of the tornado and made it possible for us to have a festival and for Command Performance Broadway Intensive to have an incredibly successful first season. To our incredible donors and sponsors. Your support of the arts makes it possible for us to do what we love to do and to share it with the Hattiesburg community. I would also like to take another minute to acknowledge a special friend of this particular production, because I know it will embarrass him a little bit, but we really would not be here if it wasn't for the support of Mr. David Ott. David, where are you? I really hope I'm not forgetting anybody. I have to be honest. The adrenaline is really pumping right now because I'm very excited to share all this material with you. I'm also excited because on a personal note, my family's here tonight. Where are my Lincolns and my Geises? There you are. Positive in the center section. Look at that. It's moving for me because, I live in New York, and most of the shows that I work on, I premiere up there in New England, and they don't get to be a part of nights like this. So I'm so happy that they can be here tonight, and I can share this with them, and also that I can share this night with the people of Hattiesburg. The community support that we have felt these past few weeks is really unlike any I have ever experienced anywhere in this great country. So I thank all of you for being here tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out. And lastly, I promise this is it, because I've been rambling enough, I know. Command Performance Broadway Intensive would not exist without this next person that I would like to acknowledge. Beyond that, this musical would not exist if it weren't for this incredible woman who was introduced to me by my aunt about 3 years ago. My aunt said, there's an opera singer who lives here in Hattiesburg. Her name is Dr. Mary Ann Kyle, and I think the two of you would get along. We met, and then I agreed to music direct her one-woman show in New York, Sondheim in the City. I think some of you saw that when I was here. And after that performance in New York, she, myself, and Mike Lupinto had what we now refer to as the infamous what-if conversation. What if we worked on a show together? What if I wrote a musical that would star Dr. Mary Ann Kyle? By the way, if you ever get a chance to have Dr. Kyle sing your music, do it, because she's amazing. And believe it or not, because of her ingenuity, her support, her love, and her refusal to look defeat in the face, she not only founded and made possible the Command Performance Broadway Intensive, but made sure that Calixte was included in its first season. There are no words to describe my love and respect for this fine woman who you will get to see starring in tonight's concert. Ladies and gentlemen, let us acknowledge Dr. Marianne Kyle. All right, I think I've rambled enough. Who's ready to hear some music? Are you ready, Hattiesburg? I like the sound of that. Now, if I was a professional conductor, I'd walk all the way around the passerelle and I'd go down those stairs and try to navigate my way through the musicians to get to my little perch. But will y'all mind if I just hop on down from here to my perch? Is that gonna be all right with you? Didn't break a single bone. So, give me just one moment to tune my fabulous orchestra that has dove in to premiere this score with me, and I will be right back to kick off this evening's festivities. If you haven't had a chance to do so already, please do take this moment to silence any noise-making devices, cell phones, PDAs, chatty spouses, whatever makes noise. And I will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has finally arrived when I get the incredible honor to say to you, Command Performance Broadway Intensive, in association with Festival South, proudly presents the world premiere of the Broadway-bound musical Calixte.
wealthy land, ruled by King Midas and his wife, Queen Calixte. When the king broke his marriage vow with the mistress of the court, Calixte prayed to their gods for help. When her prayers were not answered, she did the unthinkable. She seduced a god, and she bore his child. The rest of the gods, angry at her hubris, plunged the entire kingdom into disarray. To restore order, King Midas ordered his guards to arrest Calixte and to kill the infant boy. King Midas watches his people from a balcony, accompanied by his second wife and their daughter, the Princess Elvira. The occasion is the annual military festival commemorating the banishment of the wicked Queen Calixte to the enchanted hills of the north. Legend has it that those hills are populated by mysterious demons possessing magical powers. But then again, we always demonize our enemies, don't we? It is now 18 years later.
have